What's going on? What is going on? It's your boy Joe Cashflow, and you know we are live. We are live. We are live. We are live. And you can obviously see I'm about that business tonight. Oh, we're about that business tonight. I, I got to get into it because you're probably watching this live on Instagram, live on Twitch, live on YouTube Live, and you're looking at the title and you're thinking, wait a minute, am I reading this correct? Is 69% returns? What are they talking about? 69% return. How does it make sense? How is this even possible? I know. Crazy. $100 to 2 million. Just set it and forget it. I know it's crazy, but you know it's your boy Joe Cashflow, and I have to bring you the absolute best info on money and entertainment when it comes down to money, and we got to do it live, and we do it every Friday. So I appreciate you guys jumping in. Appreciate you jumping in. I already got my guy Rion in this mug. Tune in for the Joe Cashflow Show. Flame. Boom. Love it, man. I appreciate it, my friend. And you know, guys, I'm super excited for tonight. If you guys haven't noticed, I got a new chair, a little bit more flexible for the reaction. Because you know, I'm starting to do this reaction type content a lot. And so since I'm gonna do the reaction type content, then I need me, a nice little reaction type content type of chair. So let me just make sure that I'm live on all my platforms because I don't see your boy live on this one. I don't see your boy live on this. Let me tune in real quick. There we go. Okay, cool. So look, let me get that straight because I got to get all these things straight for the show. Appreciate y'all jumping on. I do see people jumping in on the IG. I do see people jumping in on Twitch, and of course on YouTube Live. So, guys, the show tonight, this is going to be a very interesting show. Let me tell you why. Let's see, I'm losing something. I was supposed to grab something. Oh, that's what it was. Tonight's show is going to be something that I'm going to eventually have to do a documentary on. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to have to do a documentary on this because if I can tell you, when I learned about this, my brain was melted. And this is not me trying to pull a griff on you like, oh, you're just trying to sell me something, Joe. No. Joe ain't trying to sell you nothing. I ain't trying to get in your pocketbook. Joe's trying to give you some crazy entertainment with some crazy information on some things that I ain't never even heard of before. Because we've heard of the big, powerful investor. Think about this. When you think of the greatest investor of all time, think about the greatest investor of all time. Who do people think of? We think of people like Warren Buffett, the Oracle of Omaha. We think of these type of people. When we think of the greatest investor of all time, we think of people like Ray Dalio comes up. Ray Dalio. We think about greatest investors of all time. Some people, I know he does a lot of weird stuff, but then you got like George Soros. Well, there's names that kind of pop up. But people don't talk about this gentleman a lot. They don't talk about the guy who has figured out a way to not just beat the market at will. Like when I say beat the market in submission at will, anytime he wants to. Wham, bam, spankings, all kind of crazy stuff. No one thinks about this guy. No one talks about this guy. And let me tell you, I got to say this. When I heard of this, I recently just heard of this. I want to say this. While I know people are jumping in, man, share this bad boy out, man. Give your boy the like, follow, subscribe already. I know. You're like, Joe, you ain't even said nothing yet. I know. Let me cook. Let me cook. Here's the thing. I've been in the financial industry for a while. I would like to say that I've been into this whole money thing for a while as well. I like money, right? I like gold. I love gold. I love money. I like it. I like it a lot, actually. I'm a big fan of money. You know, if you was to ask me, what is my pastime? I would tell you, making money is all I want to do. Is a boom, 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 zoom, zoom, make money. So I'm saying all that because I've learned about money. I've talked about money all the time. And you know what? I've never in my life heard of this guy named John Simmons. Have you? I'm actually wanting to know. Have you heard of this person? Because I haven't. And then come to find out that this gentleman, is a very, very, very powerful guy. I'm sorry, y'all, because I know I'm looking down. And I do see IG. Let me make sure that my comments, because I know sometimes I don't get my IG people involved. I've got called out about it. I'm sorry. But your boy is, I see you. And I do love you, IG. I do love you. I appreciate you getting on. So I got my screen so I can see, I can communicate with IG. I can get your reactions, all that good stuff. Okay, so we're good to go there. Let me tell you about this. This particular investor fund, I've been in the financial service industry for 6 years. I've been learning about money for a long time. I had made it my mission to learn more about making money, creating wealth. I've tried different things. I've looked in the stock markets. I've got some crypto. It's just the whole thing. I don't got to go through the whole thing. And for me to not even never heard about this fund, I've never heard about it. Or if I did, it's just like in passing. And then PBD talks about this on 4th of July, his 4th of July stream. And his title says 39% return after fees. And I was like, 39% return after fees. I'm not the smartest guy in the world, but I'm like, there is nothing like that. And I help people. That's my business. I don't personally do it anymore. But my business helps people with money. That's what it does. And I'm like, no one talks about this. What is this thing we hear of? It's crazy work. And so I said, I gotta know. So I started doing some research all yesterday and all today. And I got to the conclusion of, I'm gonna have to do a documentary. I gotta do a documentary on this. But before I do that, I thought, I'm so consumed with everything else. I can't talk about politics. I can't talk about nothing. I just want to talk about this crazy 69% returns since 1988, outbeating the market, outbeating everybody, giving everybody the smackdown, and taking $100 and turning it to, you know what, let's do this. While you guys are still interested, can I just show you something? Let me show you this. If you've never heard of this, we're going to actually react to a video of that PBD made with the PBD podcast on Valuetainment. We're going to react to a video. But if you do not mind, can I show you how insane this particular fund is? Let's look at this fund. By the way, this is clearly, and I got to say this because we're talking about the market and all kind of stuff. This is clearly not financial advice. I'm not here to sell you anything. Whatever I'm talking about, I'm telling you, matter of fact, this fund, you can't even get in it. You can't afford it. You can't get in it. So it doesn't even matter. So let me go and tell you that. And yeah, so don't take anything I'm saying and then go sitting here and tell the government I'm trying to sell you something and get your money. Because I'm not trying to get your money. That's my disclosure. I think I did it right. I'll see if my lawyer tells me I did it right. Let me show you this fund. You got to see this fund. You got to see these returns. It's kind of crazy. And then we're going to get into the reaction video. You got to see this. So this particular fund, let's just look at what this bad boy has done since 1988. And we're going to get right into this. Since 1988, this particular fund, oops, I'm going to show too much. I don't want to show the whole thing. 1988, it took a loss. I'm sorry, that's 89. There we go. Okay. It took, I don't want to show the whole thing. There we go. 1988, 9% return. The market did 12. This is S&P 500, did 12%. And then it went to 1989 and lost 3%. And then the market did 27%. So you're like, okay. And then in 1990, something weird happens. It does 58%. Market does 6%. 91, 39, 26. Let's fast forward a little bit to something like 1994. The market is down a full point. This bad boy is up 70%. And if you're wanting to know why is it 100, what I'm showing you is this fund is so insane that if you took $100 and put it in the S&P 500 versus this fund over time, what the numbers are going to look like. Look at this. We're going to expose this information, but you got to understand that there is different games out here, my brothers and my sisters. Look at this. So you had .com crashes, right? Market's going crazy. Boom. .com crash. Oh, internet stocks, internet companies, bad. Everything's going bad. And look at what this bad boy is doing. Market goes down by 10% that same year, 2000. This thing made 98% return. Is my mic on? I don't know if anybody can hear me. 98%. The .com is like crash. What does it do? 98, 33, 25. Whoa. Okay, cool. You're like, well, Joe, what about 2008? Because, 2008 was a big market crash and a lot of people lost their money because they don't know how to, do the whole housing crisis and okay, good. 2008. Market, 38%. S&P 500. This particular fund did 83%. 83%. If you look at the total percentage return, the market did 914% of the 2018. The total percentage return of this fund is 2 million. Yes, with the M. 2 million, meaning effectively, if you would have invested $100 in the S&P 500 and you invested $100 into this fund, you would have $1,000. By the way, that is respectable. A lot of people that manage money can't do that. They wouldn't even get close to it. But this fund, you would have had $100. Your money would have been up $2 million. Can I put this in perspective? Can I put this in perspective? You know how people be like, it's too good to be, if something sounds too good to be true, that means what? It's too good to be true. You know how that goes? That whole, if it's too good to be true, then it's too good to be true. Imagine being the guy in 1988. Imagine this, 1988. You hear about this fund. It drops that year, but you hear about it. It's like, hey, this guy has this fund and he's like, they figured out something and they're going to beat the market. And how long has he been investing? No, he's only been investing for, never. He's a mathematician. He's a what? He's a what? He's a mathematician. What do you mean? He's never invested money? No, he's never invested money. He's never invested money. But let me tell you, this guy knows what he's doing. I believe him. You're stupid. How much should I invest? I don't know. Maybe $100, maybe $1,000, maybe 10,000. His fund, has limited because it's limited right now. They're going to eventually close it. It's limited. Okay. I'm not going to invest. Let me see how it goes. Imagine being that guy, and then you find out years later that thing has been doing these type of returns. Just to be clear. Imagine being that guy, and then you find out it's doing these type of returns. Hey, man, I just, how are those fun things going? Oh, yeah, you want to see my portfolio? It's 1994. I just made 70% in the market. You made what in the market? You made what? Yeah, I just made 70% in the market. Imagine being that guy. So you're probably thinking, what the flip is Joe talking about? Well, I'm glad you're thinking that, because what we're going to do is you're about to find out about the greatest investor in the world. You're about to find out about the guy who beat Warren Buffett, Ray Dalio, many others, George Soros, beat the market, thrashed the market, has been doing it so consistent that they don't even want your money. They're so good at making money that they don't want your money. Just think about that. Imagine a fund so good that they're going to take 50% of whatever you bring in, which their investors have got an average of 39% returns. They're going to take 50% of whatever you bring in, and they don't even want your money. Matter of fact, they're so good. You're about to find out. This is crazy. They're so good that they have a history of making you money and then giving it back. And you're like, I don't want it. I don't want it. Please, 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 please. I don't want my money. They're like, no, we really cannot hold your money. We have too much money. We can't hold your money. They're that good. And you've never heard of this. So, appreciate it. Straw Hat Podcast. By the way, I don't watch a lot of podcasts, but if there's a podcast that I'm going to watch on Mondays, it's definitely the Straw Hat Podcast. So I appreciate you tuning in from Twitch. And yes, I see what the mind blown. I know, and I can't even get into video. I haven't even got to the video. But yes, this is mind blowing. It doesn't make sense. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into what we're about to get into today. And we're going to go ahead and talk about the greatest investor. By the way, his name is John Simmons. So let's have some fun and let's talk about it. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Let me get my tunes right. There we go.
Can I tell you guys a story about Jim Simons? Is that okay with you? Okay, Rob, can you pull up Jim Simons, billionaire?
Yeah. I'm an idiot. I said John Simmons, Jim Simons. My bad. Jim Simons, my bad. Let's talk about it, though.
Okay. This story ought to inspire all of you, okay? So Jim Simons, who recently died earlier this year, okay?
Wait, real quick. I'm so sorry. I know we're about to get right into it, but you got to hear about this story. But before we get into the story, I meant to say cheers. I know. It's not my usual. It's a little bit of $1,000 bottle. I don't want to tell you the name. Yeah, it's a good one. Trust me. It's, I don't know, $1,000 bottle. Don't worry about it. It's Joe Cashflow. Let's go. But cheers to you. Let's have some fun.
His net worth at the time was $30 million. Let me tell you something.
$30 billion.
$30 billion.
Yeah.
Let me tell you some interesting things about this guy. You ready? Jim Simons gets out of college and he starts working for the NSA. He works for the NSA, comes out with a system to be able to investigate and find out what Russia was doing. Just an absolute hero on the NSA. They love him until 1968 when he gets fired because he publicly criticized that the Vietnam War was a bad idea. Boom, the NSA fires him. Then he goes and becomes a teacher. I think he's teaching.
Hey man, real slow. I agree. Sip that $1,000 bottle real slow. Every time I sip slow, but it's a vibe. It's a vibe. But yeah, I definitely will.
At Harvard, a couple different places. Then he's messing around. And then at 40 years old, without a finance degree, he somehow gets into the financial industry, starts a company called Renaissance Technology. Okay. Renaissance Technology in 1982, he uses AI, Vinny, in 1982. Okay. Let me say this again. He uses AI in 1982.
By the way, AI, 1982. AI. We're like proud of ChatGPT. This guy's using AI and when? 1982. I'm gonna let the story keep going.
Ahead of his game. At the time, everybody who was hedge fund managers or funds that they would create, they would say it's not a good idea to trade any kind of the stocks faster than a week and a half. Like you got to let it sit. And then he says, no, I don't agree with that. He hires this guy from MIT, comes in. The two of them together start a fund called the Medallion Fund using AI with a technology that was secret till today. No one has access to. But watch what happens with this Renaissance Technology. 1988, the fund starts.
Listen to that. Till today, no one has access to this fund. No one even has said how it even makes money. But PBD's about to go into some numbers. Pause. By the way, if you've got to use the bathroom, do yourself a favor. This is the time to go do it. Go take a pee, a poop, a fart, because I'm telling you, whatever you got to go do right now, he's about to drop some data on you and it's coming out. Because you're going to be so surprised. You're not going to be able to hold it. You're not. That's why I got a diaper. You want to see? Let me show you guys. You know what? TMI. Let's keep it going.
1989, they don't have the technology finalized yet. The fund does minus 4% in 1989. You know what it does the next year? The next year, the fund does 55% return. From there till today, I'll give you three funds to compare. If in 1988, you had $1 to invest between S&P 500, Berkshire Hathaway, or his fund, Medallion Fund. If
you don't know, Berkshire Hathaway is Warren Buffett, who is considered the greatest investor of all time, the Oracle. But you're going to see. You're going to see what I mean. I'm too excited to talk about this. That's what I love to talk about. By the way, man, if you own this right now and you like content like this, man, other people need to know what we're talking about tonight. So, man, hit the like, hit the subscribe, send a share, call a buddy. Hey, get on here. This black guy is talking about 69%. I don't know, man. Take him serious because at least he's got a button-up collared shirt and a watch on and bracelets and $1,000 bottles of wine. Whatever you got to do, just invite somebody on here and hit the follow us like. Let's keep it going.
See how that money would do for you.
$1.
$1 in 1988 till today. Okay, let me say it again. So you got S&P 500.
Okay.
Then you have Berkshire Hathaway with Warren Buffett. Then you got his fund. $1 in 1988 invested into S&P 500. Today is $42. Okay.
Right.
$1 invested into Berkshire Hathaway in 1988. Today would be $154. Killing it. By the way, both of them are ridiculous returns.
Yeah.
You're talking about. That means you put $100,000. You now have $4.2 million.
Yeah.
You put $100,000 in Berkshire Hathaway. Now you have $15.4 million. However, if you would have put $1 in the Medallion Fund in 1988, you know what it'd be today? $44,000.
What?
Annual rate of return of 69%.
No, you said 44,000. Okay, gotcha.
$44,000.
For $1.
I don't know. That is crazy. Pause for impact. That's crazy. $1, $44K.
$42.
Gotcha.
Berkshire's $154. The dollar
Blew
is
him out of the market.
$44,000. So guess
doesn't make
what?
sense.
At the beginning, when they're talking about this AI software that they have that's going to revolutionize all the funds, they say, you guys are out of your freaking minds.
Yeah.
This guy gets so pissed off to prove his argument that they have the best fund. Guess what he does by mid-90s? He says, moving forward, here's what we're no longer doing. We're no longer, allowing anybody else to invest into this fund. We don't want any more money. It's just current employees and previous employees and people that have already put money in the fund.
Yeah.
So no more new.
Listen to this. The guy gets upset. He's like, oh, y'all was laughing? You think it's still not real? Bet. I'm just going to shut it off in the mid-90s. I got to show this one more time really quickly. Think about how crazy this is. He shut it off in the mid-90s, the fund. What is the mid-90s? 70%, 38%, 31%, 21%. Man, who pissed this guy off? Because they're stupid. They're dumb. Joe, that's not a good word to use. You shouldn't call people that. Oh, yes, you should. These people are stupid. You pissed off the greatest investor, and he was like, I'm cutting the whole thing off. I'm cutting it off. Since you want to piss me off, cool, I'll cut it off.
New money. Then guess what they do in 2005? In 2005, makes an announcement. Everybody that has money in the Medallion Fund, you got to get out. We're going to give all your money. You got to get out. This is going to be us. We don't want any other new money. So you know who ends up being the only people that have ever used Medallion Fund since 2005 till today? Only current and previous employees. 69% rate of return. You know what the net?
Okay. Keep in mind this. I appreciate, man, the likes on the gram. I appreciate it because thank you so much. Thank you so much. Think about this. This fund is so good. In 2005, they go, nope. Here's your money. Sir, I don't want my money back. I don't want my money. No, here's your money. I don't want my money. Please. Do you know what you've been doing for me and my family? Look at these numbers. They're like, you can't have, we don't want your money. You need to take your money back. 98%, 33%, 25%, 21%, 24%, 29%. Take your money back. No, I don't want my money. Imagine somebody literally making you all kind of money. PBD's going to talk about. I'm sorry, I'm talking about the movie early. Charging you 50% of your return, because that's what they charge. 50% of your return, whatever you make, we're going to charge you 50%. We keep 50, you get this. And you're literally like, I'm so okay with that. Please keep my money. And guess what they're saying? No, you don't understand. It's 2005. We don't want your money. We don't want your money. By the way, PBD doesn't talk about this in this video, but let me tell you something. When he does this, and the Medallion Fund gives people money back, one of the reasons for that, and this is going to be my documentary about it, one of the reasons that they wanted to give the money back, the Medallion Fund, because literally they would have broke the whole financial market. They would have made so much money that it would have turned into trillions and trillions. Matter of fact, there was a study to where if they would have kept going, even the current that they had before they gave the money back in 2005, if they would have kept going, that they would have literally ended up in 25 more years. So really around 2030 to 2035, they would have had, I don't even know how to say this number. It was going to be like $500 billion, which is like $555 trillion that they would have had. That would have been more money in existence than the world itself has. Put every country, put United States, put China, China, either way. You put Russia, you put them all together, and you know what you was going to have? You were going to have a one fund that was going to be worth more money than the entire economic landscape of the world. And they was like, dude, we are going to make so much money that this is terrifying, and we need to give money out. We need to get the money. This man could have already been a trillionaire. He literally chose not to. So when you see his net worth, oh, he's just worth a measly 30 billion compared to Warren Buffett's 160. Bro, it's not even close. It's not even close. Warren Buffett, I like Warren Buffett. Sharp guy. Charlie Munger, sharp guys. Right? These guys don't even want to mention this guy's name. They don't want to bring his name up. Why would you want to bring his name up? Imagine Michael Jackson, who's considered the greatest pretty much entertainment music star ever, right? King of pop, all that good stuff. Imagine him being alive and there's some unknown person that we have never heard of is technically outselling him, doing more than him, making more money than him. You think he's going to want to mention his name? Come on, man. He's not mentioning his name. This is what's going on with this. So let's go back to it. Now let's keep it going.
Everybody would criticize and they would say, well, their fees are very high. You know how much their fees are? Adam, do you know what their fees are? So let's just say you make 50% rate of.
By the way, who is stupid enough to say that the fees are so high? You are destroying the market on another level. You got to think about how dumb people are. You're making 69% every year. Nothing comes close. Watch them do the numbers, man. You'll see. When they do the numbers, I don't even feel like talking anymore. When they do the numbers and you see this, you're going to go, you can have 50% of my return. What do I care? What do I care? I can't go anywhere else and get this return anyway. So you can have my 50%.
Return medallion fund. Their fees were roughly 44 to 50%. Did you understand what I just said? Their fees are roughly 44. And everybody would say, why are your fees so high? He says, because even after our fees, guess what their net returns were? You know what their net returns were? Their net returns were 39%. Did you understand what I just said? 5%. Their net returns were 39%.
Net return of 39%. If somebody was dumb, wow. I don't want to say this because I'm new to the streaming. By the way, I'm new to the streaming. Ali, thank you. I see you on the gram. Ali said facts. I'm so new to streaming, so I hope what I'm about to say, I don't think it'll get me like canceled or banned. I don't know. We'll see. So let me just say it. 39. Yes, 39. Ali in the Instagram said 39 with a whole bunch of E's. Let me say something because this has to be said. Imagine being in the room and you're an investor in the medallion fund and some dumbass is literally talking about, hey, I feel like we're paying too much fees. I think the 50% is too much. I would probably have slapped them, at least, at the minimum. That would have been them getting off like a full-on, keep your mouth shut. We're lucky to be in this fund. John, we're lucky to be in this fund. Keep your mouth shut. Sometimes I don't promote violence at all. But when things are so dumb and then you ruin it for everybody, sometimes you just need a little open hand slap to the mouth. That's all it is. Yeah, Ali put in there an open hand slap into the mouth on Instagram. Sometimes it is needed because some people are so stupid and they ruin it for everybody. And we don't like these people. You don't like these people. I don't like these people. They ruin it for all of us. And well, hey, Ali said, what did the 5 fingers say to the face? Slap. That's exactly what it said, because that's what some people deserve when you say stupid stuff. That whoever was complaining about the money ruined it for everybody. Either way, let's keep it going.
So now you may say, well, what's 39% compared to everybody else? Let's go through it. You know who's the second bestest since 1988 or even earlier than that? George Soros, 31%. You know what Warren?
George Soros is such a creep. I don't even know who that guy is, but I know who he is because you know. We're not going to go through that. We're not going to go through that. But very interesting gentleman.
Buffett was 21%. You know what Ray Dalio's fund is? 12%. These guys' net after fees is 39%. And he got into this industry at 40 years old. What should the story tell you? This is a guy that eventually got into, he was a math guy. In his 40s, he was able to find his calling to do what he did. He made people so much money that now, out of the 4 funds, the Medallion Fund is the #1 fund in the world that you can't invest in.
Wow.
It's a secrecy. Their technology on the back end, everybody's trying to figure it out. Nobody knows, and nobody tells anybody, and they're still destroying everybody. In a annual Berkshire Hathaway, Rob, pull this up. Type in.
Think about it. The #1 fund in the world is a secret that no one knows how it makes money. So sometimes, let me tell you why this is important. Please let me get your ear for a second. Whether you're on Instagram, Twitch, YouTube Live, this is so important because I help people, and I help people make decisions and good decisions to help themselves out. And there's certain things that come around where you're like, oh, it's too good to be true. Some things, believe it or freaking not, are too good to be true. Sometimes it is like that. And sometimes you get a moment to be involved in something or get your investment in there or be connected with some people. And sometimes when it's too good to be true, it's a fact. And imagine being able to be in this fund, be employee and be in this fund and be an original investor. Your life has completely changed. And then they're just giving money back. They don't want your money. They're just giving back. So some things are too good to be true. And you know what? That's okay. Maybe you should look for the things. Maybe you should look and say, man, is there something too good to be true that I need to learn about? Or is there something too good to be true that maybe, just maybe, I know someone involved in and they're trying to like help me out? And I'm like, I don't know, man. Let me see what happens for you. And then you're like, wow, I didn't know Joe was like, you see his net worth on Google? It's like $100 million. Did you know he was worth that much? No. When's the last time I talked to Joe? A couple years ago. He was telling me about this thing. Okay. Yep. It'd be like that sometimes. Let's keep it going.
Type in Warren Buffett and Jim Simons. Type in Warren Buffett and Jim Simons on YouTube. If you can do, that's the clip right there. Click on that clip. They asked, the ladies asking a question, shareholders are asking a question. Are you ever planning on Hathaway? Look what their answer is. Make it bigger, Rob. Go ahead.
What do you think of quants? Jim Simons' Medallion Fund has done 39% net of fees for 3 decades, which proves that it works. Will you consider hiring a quant lieutenant in Berkshire to work alongside with Ted
Bro, 39% for 3 decades. Bro, what are we even talking about today?
or Todd?
Well, I'll say no to the second part, and I'll let
Look at
Charlie
Warren
handle the first
Buffett's
part.
Look at Warren Buffett's
Well,
arms.
that's rather interesting. The leading quant fund did fabulously on the short-term trading. They found little algorithms that worked to make them, they had predictive value. And as long as they kept working, they just kept doing it as long as the money kept coming in. When they got to using the same system, just to finding some little algorithm and trying to do it mechanically for long-term stock predictions, the record was not nearly as good. And in the short-term stuff, they found that if they tried to do it too much, they destroyed their own advantage. So there was a limit on the amount they could make.
But they were very, very smart.
Yes, they got very rich.
Very, very smart.
Very smart and very rich. Yeah.
And
very high grade, by the way.
Yeah.
Can you pull up? So it's so.
Wait a minute. I got to answer this. My wife is calling me. Sweetheart, you know I'm live. Everything okay? Yeah, see, wait a minute. Now you're on my show. You're on my show live. Everyone, my wife calling me live on my Joe Cashflow show. She's just like, you know what? I want to talk to you, sweetheart. I don't want to talk to anybody else. All right, sweet baby. Just go ahead and say hi to everyone. You're on speaker too. I have you on speaker. So yeah. Your live Joe Cashflow show. Do you think people should subscribe, follow, like, share? Do you think they should do that right now?
All the above, ASAP, right now.
Awesome. Okay, sweetheart. See you when you get home.
I heard.
Okay, so for anybody that's like, man, was that live? Was that planned? It was definitely not planned. Crystal really did jump in there, but it's okay because I love her. All right, let's get right back to it.
Respect. That's the point.
That's what I was gonna say. Warren Buffett, you know how it was like, do we really want to talk about it? They're smart. They're rich. This was the good. This was the bad. Warren's just sitting there like, yeah. They cooked y'all. Okay. They cooked you. Warren, you're my guy, Warren, by the way. You're my guy. You're one of the people I really, really pray to meet. I want to go to the annual conference. I'm really hoping that we can, I think me, Rion, I know you're on here. So, man, that's something that we should probably do at some point. Go to Warren Buffett's the Berkshire Hathaway conference. It looks insane. It's actually a bucket list. Obviously, Miss Charlie, he passed away. So definitely got to do it before Warren. Either way, besides the fact, they didn't really want to they really didn't want to talk about your boy like that, because he cooked them. He cooked them for sure. My man said a straw pat for sure. All right, so let's keep it going.
And high grade, by the way.
By the way, pull up Rob with the link I just sent you to show the comparison so people know.
Okay, this is where it gets real. This is where it gets real. If you're on Instagram, I'm telling you right now, you're on Instagram, you're on YouTube, you're on Twitch. I know we got people in. This is where it gets real. Watch where they show you the comparison of the different funds on what it would have done. Your mind is going to get blown away. These secret funds are out there. And you know what? This is just one that we know about. This is a secret fund. You've never heard of it. But watch the numbers. Watch those numbers.
On what happens when if you can pull this up, Rob, this here shows exactly what I've been telling you guys, but it actually shows you the numbers so you can see it. Here's how they compare. Go all the way down. Go down. You'll see. Keep going down where it shows the funds they compare. Keep going. Right there, right above it. Right there. Look at that. Okay. Medallion fund versus other legendary investment funds. Okay. Jim Simons, what number do you see? The return. Vinny, what do you see? Green to the right. Annualized return.
39.1%.
Quantum fund is George Soros. What do you see?
32.
Man, look, do y'all see these numbers? This medallion fund is doing dummity dumb numbers. Not even look. George Soros Quantum Fund. I'm telling you, I know George Soros for apparently all the wrong reasons. But look at this. You heard of this. Peter Lynch. I forgot about my boy Peter Lynch. How can I forget about Peter Lynch? Look at what they did. Look at what Berkshire, by the way, the 39% for the Medallion Fund is after they take out their 50% fee. No one comes close for this long. We love Ray Dalio. Ray Dalio has got the book Principles. I'm a big fan of Ray Dalio. And guess what? Not competing at all with Jim Simmons is out here going crazy. Let's keep it going.
2%.
Steve Cohen, what do you see?
30%.
It was a 6-year CAGR of 35%, which was unheard of in the insurance industry. Okay.
Yeah.
So listen what Tom says about this perspective, because he's going to give you an idea of what a company like, and Pat, if you don't know, Patrick Bet-David owned a company called PHP Agency. It's a financial marketing firm. And if you don't know about it, but he's going to give you some numbers in business of growth that are amazing. You know, Pat PBD sold his company for a lot of money. You know, that's how he got really, really rich. He was already rich, but he sold his PHP agency for a lot of money to Integrity. But watch what Tom breaks down with the numbers of a company that is it was the fastest growing financial firm in America. Watch how he breaks down these numbers and then put that in comparison to what the market, what this Medallion investment is doing. So watch this.
Insane. And can I mention a number we both know?
Sure.
Is that
go for
okay?
it. Yeah.
By the way, if you don't know right now, this is great time to take you a nice little sip of your $1,000 bottle. I know I'm going to. So let me do my pinky. This is amazing. By the way, if you guys didn't know this, I'm going to get in a little bit of ASMR right now and have a drink, my friends. $1,000 bottle of wine. Tastes amazing.
PHP was growing a CAGR, cumulative annual growth rate. It was a 6-year CAGR of 35%, which was unheard of in the insurance industry.
I see Allie's laughing at me on the gram. Allie, look, I'm just being me. I'm just being me, Mia. I'm just being Mia.
People would come in, sit in a conference room, and
hey, no, for real though. That's what I was thinking about. Stay thirsty, my friends. That's what I was thinking about. To stay thirsty, my friends, is what I was thinking. I was like, man, what's the term? Thank you, Allie. Thank you for that, man. I appreciate you being on the IG Live, helping your boy out with the stay thirsty. So watch these numbers, y'all. Watch this crazy numbers.
Which was unheard of in the insurance industry. People would come in, sit in a conference. PHP was growing a CAGR, cumulative annual growth rate. It was a 6-year CAGR of 35%, which was unheard of in the insurance industry. People would come in, sit in a conference room, and Pat would tell them the story about serving the middle class, saving America through, free enterprise, and enabling all these wonderful people to be insurance agents and have new careers. And they said, that's very interesting. And then Pat would say, yeah, half of them are Hispanic, half of them are female. The average is 37-year-old female, and they would say, WTF? Seriously? That's an incredible group. He says, yeah, and our 6-year CAGR is 35%. And they were like, wait, what? That is so hard to do. That was unheard of. And that was 6 years. This guy's
listen to the point.
been doing it for 40?
Yeah,
It's incredible.
Well, the great thing of
6 years, a company is growing at 35%. If you're a business owner, you know just how hard that is for 6 years, especially at a very, very high level. This guy is doing 69% for 40 freaking years. I don't know about demonetizing, but the words that I got to say and I want to say are completely obscene and I think illegal for YouTube. But you get the point.
About life and business is the following. We had a meeting last night with our guys from Bet-David Consulting. Rob, if you can go to betdavid.com, most people don't know. We run a full-fledged
I love how Pat just lovely, threw his Bet-David Consulting in there. Shout out to Pat. Pat's got 55 businesses, 2 phones, one for the plug and one for the load. One for the, either way. The point of the matter is Pat just got everything going on. You know what I mean? Pat's got it all going on. I didn't even know he had a consulting company, but apparently he has a consulting company. So, Pat, we're going to plug you, but we're going to keep on moving from that. Yeah, for real. Pat's the plug for real.
today. I was telling him, I said, think about how many people were in the room in 1988, 89, 2000.
That's the point.
When Jim Simon said, we're going to build the #1 fund in the world and everyone's going to want to come to us. And we're eventually going to tell the world no.
And everybody had been shell-shocked from the 1987 crash.
That's right. So think about you're in the room and this guy's casting a vision. What percentage of the room should believe what he has to say?
Not a lot, right? Because they don't. He has no record.
Why
no
would
track
you?
record.
Why would you?
Why would you believe him?
His background is not the best. So
Yeah.
who should believe him? What percentage should you say "This guy's a little bit full of shit? Delusional. He thinks very highly of himself. What do you think? Are those not natural things to believe?
Of course.
Of course it is. It's very normal to believe that. But there's a few people that buy into a vision of what's going to be taking place, and they stick around 5, 10, 15, 20 years later. Now imagine the people that stuck around that they have the money in the fund.
Oh God,
Think about what happened to you.
they're crazy.
You're like,
Crazy rich.
your family's begging you to say, hey, man, is there any way you can get me in? Nah, man. Can you give me a job there just for one day so I can be part of the current or previous?
Please.
They already know many people try to play games. They don't do that. They reach out to recruit. We can't get people to come in to work, right? If in life you have the opportunity to either be part of the right environment where you can win at the highest level, or
This is literally what I was talking about. Pat, I gotta rewind Pat because he's saying exactly what I was talking about. Listen what he says.
be part of the right environment where you can win at the highest level, or be somebody that goes and drives an idea to go out there and do something big with it, you're ahead of the game. By the way, Rob, if you can pull up the one thing on end of this month, I'm doing a webinar, AI specifically, on how AI is disrupting businesses. And we're actually giving a white paper to everybody at the end of the webinar. Only the people that will be on. It's a free webinar. It's Tuesday, July 30th, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go to that QR code and register, because there's limited seating only for this webinar. It doesn't allow us to have 30,000 people. It's limited to, I think, 3,000 people. So get your name in there, because you'll get the webinar, you'll be a part of it, and you'll get the white paper. We'll actually break down a few different.
Funny part is I better register for this because I've been actually meaning to. So let me do this right now while you guys are live. By the way, I love when Pat does these type of webinar live things. He usually makes them stuff, but I'm one of these people. I'm a fan, and I'm also a person who legitimately puts in that work. So boom, there we go. We in there. So we're gonna make sure we got PBD on that webinar as well. By the way, not during Bill. Wait a minute. Is that during? It is. Oh, wait, no. Nope. Allie. It's not during BLM. Allie, it is at 5:00 Central. You remember, you're not in Philadelphia no more. Allie, you're not in Kansas anymore. It's actually 5 p.m. Central Time. Yep. Oh, it's Eastern. We should be good. We will be good. So we got to definitely get on there. Every time Pat does these, they're legendary. So either way, Ali on the IG Live gave me about, Lord have mercy, what is that? 7 or 8 laughing faces. And then Straw Hat Podcast said, LOL, Ali. Yeah, Ali's up in IG Live fooling. And then she checked me. She was like, wait a minute, buddy. We've got a BOM that day on Tuesday. I love it, though. By the way, and that's like right next to closeout. So we're not missing that. But either way, I appreciate it. All right, let's keep it going.
Different things that we're doing that's working for our end right now with David Consulting. But anyways, I learned about Jim Simons many, many years ago, but I got even deeper into the story sometime this week. I said the world needs to hear his story because they'll be inspired by this guy, Jim Simons.
Pat, when you're talking about the AI technology that was happening back then, and the fact that it's still secret, how did he have that back then, and why is it just like company secrets? They won't let it out? This algorithm stuff that they were talking about?
Well, the average person, they'll say buy and hold, right?
Okay.
And by the way, the buy and hold principle for the average person is the right advice.
Yeah.
The right advice for the person that is the average person, which is 99% of people buy and hold, dollar cost averaging, put a $500 every month, 30 years from now, it's going to turn into a couple $1 million. And don't worry if the market does this, and don't take your money out. This guy simply sat there and said,
the big ones in the S&P give you little dividends.
Yeah. And by the way, even Warren Buffett made a bet. He says, I'm willing to bet any fund manager.
By the way, this bet here, in my business, I talk to people about this all the time. And I'm like, I'm willing to bet you as well. But listen to this bet with Warren Buffett.
Sure. That wants to bet with me $1 million over
Any
10
fund
years.
manager.
Choose any one of your funds. You will not outperform S&P 500. So this guy named Teddy Cedris or something like that, I have a hard time pronouncing his name. He takes the $1 million bet. Just type in Warren Buffett $1 million bet S&P 500 TED. This guy takes the bet. He says, "Oh, our funds are going to do better." He says, "You choose your four best funds, and you tell me if they do better." What's his name? Ted Seeds? Ted Seeds? I don't even know how to say his name. But the hedge fund manager Ted takes the $1 million bet against Warren Buffett, and you know what the funds ends up doing? The S&P 500 over go click on that, Rob, so we can see the numbers. I think over a 10-year period, S&P 500 does 150%, 157%. Go a little lower, Rob. I think it should be right there. Yeah, right there. The S&P 500 during that decade did 125.8%. But the guy that chose the 5 funds, his funds did 2.8%. To the best one, 87.7%, which means the professional money managers couldn't beat S&P 500 in 10 years.
Right.
So even professionals who do this for a living, 9 out of 10 times, they don't even know how to beat the S&P 500.
By the way, Pat, thank you for saying this. This is not the point of my whole stream, because my whole stream is exposing the secret freaking crazy 69% return madness. But to your point, Pat, because I guess I am Joe Cashflow, so I feel like Joe Cashflow should kind of address this point, because it's like a big thing I talk about all the time in my business, because my business is kind of like making people money and that whole thing. So let me say this. Pat just said something that is a very, very big deal. Warren Buffett makes this bet. And when Warren Buffett makes this bet, of course, the money manager does not win. He loses to the S&P 500. Which is if you do even a little bit of research, you're going to find out that, well, most people, like, I don't know, 99% of people who manage money do not beat the S&P 500. And this is such a big deal when I'm talking to people. I'm like, look, the fact of the matter is, if you want to be very, very wealthy and very, very rich, and you want to get crazy returns, most of the time, you need to just build a business. Build a business. Now, if you want to invest money and you want to for sure make money, I don't care. By the way, I have a preference. Like me, my preference, I don't mind saying it. I'm not telling you to do it. I think you probably should, but I'm not telling you that you have to. But my personal preference is I like insurance policies that have some type of attachment to the market that gives me some type of safety. That's what I personally like. I'm also a big, big, big fan of real estate. I love real estate. So if I have something that I know is going to grow with an insurance company, big financial institution, and then I have a property that, worst case scenario, I can always move into and sell it and get equity out. And these are very, very predictable things in industries that have been around for a long time. I like these things. So yeah, these are what I'm going to use. This is what I personally like. Now, with what I do with the policies, even when it comes down to what I'm going to allocate my money to grow, I'm going to use something like the S&P 500 for most of the time. Every now and again, I use some of the proprietary strategies, but most of the time I'm going to use something in the S&P 500, mainly because in the long run, it wins. So even when I use another strategy, I'll do it for like a year or two. But most of the time I'm going to do S&P 500. And you combine that with something that does not lose money, and it's a win-win. So either way, obviously, this is, if you want to know more about it, I have some information on my YouTube channel where you can learn more, and hit the link, and then you can schedule some stuff to talk with me and some of my partners in my agency. And then we can show you some more information about that. The point I'm making is this. A lot of people have people who manage their money, and they pick their stocks, and they pick their funds, and they do mutual funds. And the whole thing is they don't know what the hell they're doing. That's just the truth. They have no idea how to actually even beat the market. So why in the world would I pay you to beat the market when I could just open up a policy or open up an investment with Vanguard and index with Vanguard or ETF, and I could just mirror the market or invest directly into it and win? It doesn't make sense. But there's a lot of great salesmen out there that sell investments. And you got to understand this. They don't know what they're talking about, and they don't know what they're doing. And that's just the truth. And they make their money off of you and their fees. And they're going to make their fees whether you make money or you don't make money. So there's plenty of stories about it. I know everybody's got their, and I'm not going to say these people, but I know everybody's got their, companies where they have all these investments and all these different things. And guys, just the truth. Either go with a company or a strategy that's going to give you a guarantee, or go with a company that is going to at least charge you the least amount of fees possible if you want to be in the market. And that's just the facts. The reason why people don't like to talk about this is because it's not sexy. It's not sexy, but that's okay. Because you know what we're doing? We're bringing sexy back. Yeah. Either way, let's keep on going. And I got to tell you guys this. We're going to keep on going. We got a couple of minutes left in the video. I don't even know if we're going to finish it. By the way, we just hit an hour, 1 hour and 1 minute to be exact. So you know what time it is. By the way, Allie put in the chat, she said, man, this is a fact. And I'm pretty sure she was like, this is a fact, yo. She probably did the Philly thing with it. And she gave me the arrow, bullseye, boom, right there. And yeah, that's how we're going to do. We're going to only speak facts. So if you're watching live or after the fact, man, hit your boy with the like, follow, subscribe. We got a couple more minutes on this stream. I appreciate you guys. I see people that's been jumping on the live on YouTube. I see people that's been jumping on the live on Twitch. And of course, we got IG. You guys see me looking down. That's because I'm looking at the IG phone. And we got IG going on as well. And so, man, if you guys, by the way, don't be shy. You don't be shy. I don't bite. I don't bite. You could talk to your boy. You could make a comment or two. You can make a comment of 3. You can make a comment of 4, maybe 5 and a 6, with a 7 and 8, with a 9 for 10. Either way, this $1,000 bottle of wine might have just kicked in a little bit. And I seen the fire, man. I seen the fire. I appreciate it on the IG. So let's go. Here we go.
It's not easy to do, right? But this guy says, nope, AI, algorithm, studying, when to sell, when to buy, behavior. They figured it out with machine learning and math. Parents, whatever you got with your kids, if there's anything I can tell you guys, parents, encourage your kids to take math seriously. The future of everything we do is going to be around math. Right now we have 15 machine learning people we hired. You know what these 15 machine learning people are working on? A new site will be launching at the Vault Conference.
Oh, Allie says show off the merch. Ooh. Show off the merch? Allie, come on. Allie, we can't be doing that. I'm gonna show off some of the merch. We got some stuff coming in. We do got some stuff coming in. I feel like Trump right now, talk on my hands. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be the greatest piece of merch you ever seen, bar none. No one's made greater merch than me. No one's been able to do it better than I have. In 25 years of making YouTube merch and merch, no one's made it more than I. And it's not just from China. It's better. It's USA made. I love it. You'll love it. I can guarantee you. You'll want every piece that we have. And, God bless America. And I made it great again. And so we're going to show it on the next stream. Oh, the next one is in, by the way, next week, it's probably going to be in a very, very special place. Let me say it at the end. Allie's over here distracting me. I'm gonna say it at the end though, but we do got some merch. We do have some Joe Cashflow merch, by the way. I got to tell you, there is some specific. By the way, Allie, if you know me more than a lot of people know me. I work so hard not to say Pacific, and I said specific. and it's been work. Yeah. And so I got it together. But yeah, we're probably going to be going live from a very, very, very special place. Ali dropped it in the IG. We're probably going to go live. And when we go live, it's going to be like nighttime for you, but daytime for me. And it's going to be on some like little islands thing, ooh, all that good stuff. So either way, Ali dropped it on IG, but I'm going to wait till the end to say it. All right, so let's keep it going. We got a couple more minutes before we shut down this bad boy. I'm going to let PBD play for a little bit because I think he's doing his little monologue kind of thing and going through his whole thing, much like I do. But PBD's the GOAT. So let's hear what PBD got to say. Then we're going to be shutting this bad boy down because I think we're kind of at the end of it.
Only the Vault Conference people will see it first. A new site will be launching at Vault Conference, where people are like, what's going on politically within my local? What is going on? Learning guys are working. That will be competing in the marketplace. Tom.
People, when you see stories like this, look at it through the lens of history. That bet started what year? 2007, right? Ted and Warren. At the end of 2008, the S&P looked like it was pretty.
Wait a minute. On IG, we have another person that hit it in there. We got Nakia, another good friend of mine. She was like, gave the boy the standing ovation. I appreciate you. Clap, clap, clap. That's what's up. I do see you on IG as well. Let's go.
Pretty behind in the bet. Remember that? What happened in 2008? And yet, over 10 years, as Warren Buffett predicted, not only did the S&P recover, it took off. And I look at that, and I look at how at the beginning of that medallion fund, embarrassed thing. Look, I know the smoke hasn't quite cleared, Vinny, on your investment resources, but we think we got a better way. And you're like, what are we talking about? The whole market just landed on everybody. Everybody was wrong in one way or another. 1987, this is terrible crash. And you're telling me you've got some better way? Where were you a year ago? You have to look at things through the lens of history and kind of see just how profound and how amazing these outcomes were.
I love this story about Jim Simons. I'll kind of make it applicable to the common guy out there. You talked about.
I like my boy Adam, but sometimes if I feel like Adam, I can't remember because I just watched this, but I didn't like watch it. So that's why I'm doing the reaction. And my dude Adam be talking facts sometimes. And I know some people don't like him. I get it. They don't like some of his beliefs and what he says. But the only thing is sometimes he rambles a lot. So forgive me if I have to fast forward a little bit through Adam's rambling, but we'll see.
Active investing versus passive investing, and how what was it? 90% of active investors don't beat the market. So what's a different term for passive investing? That's just index investing, in which Warren Buffett basically says, "Listen, just buy the market. If you can't beat the market, just buy the market, aka buy the S&P 500, and just hold, or as the Bitcoiners call it, hodl, HODL. There it is, Haktua, that thing. But it's totally okay when you're.
Wait a minute, bro. Wait a minute. I don't think I heard that the first time. Let me rewind. What did they just say? Hold up. Wait a minute.
And just hold, or as the Bitcoiners call it, hodl, HODL. There it is, Haktua, that thing. But it's totally.
Wait a minute, bro. I'm sorry. Did anybody, am I tripping, or did they just Haktua? Did they just say Haktua that thing? They did. Alex said they did. I just learned what that was. And I hope you don't mean, I hope you mean tonight. Okay, yes, you did. See, Ali, listen, Ali, one day I'm gonna have you on the stream and we're gonna have a fun conversation because you would be a great, by the way, you're my fellow Virgo. We're gonna have a good time because there's a lot of things you don't know. I'm just curious on, do you know what it means, or do you just know like what the video is? Because that's the part where I'm like, why would they say that on this stream? That is such a weird thing to say when we're talking about money. It doesn't even make sense. I'm like really trying to think about why would they use Vinny is sick. Vinny just had to throw that in there. Vinny had to throw it in there. I get it. Oh, the kid said, let me Google it. Wait a minute. Wait, before you Google it. I learned both. Alex said, I learned both of them. Okay. Nakia, before you Google it, make sure you say, like, oh man, how do you say this the right way? Make sure when you Google it, Google it on YouTube. Do it on YouTube. There we go. Both of them. Yeah. Yeah. Do it on YouTube, because if you just put it in a regular browser, you're going to get something else. I'm telling you right now. Do it on YouTube so you can just see what and you got to watch the whole, the girl, she did the reaction thing. It's funny. She took over the internet. Apparently everyone's saying that even the PBD podcast wants to talk about Hawk Tuah and stuff on the show. It's kind of crazy out here, by the way. Straw Hat Podcast, full of laughs, man. We're having a good freaking time tonight for sure. And but I'm just saying, Nakia, for real. And if you just internet browse it, just go to a private browser. Either way, I don't know nothing about that.
Totally okay when you're an investor to be boring, and it's okay to be good. You don't have to be great. As much as I would love to be a part of this medallion fund, you can't get into it. But just buying the S&P 500 has served myself and many millionaires in America very well. And you don't got to be a brainiac to do that. So, what did Steve Jobs say? That the ones that are...
Nakia got what she said. Okay, got it. She's got exactly what I'm putting out. Perfect. Because I don't want you to be blaming me like, hey, man, I just pulled up this, that, and the other. What the hell are you into? And I'm going to be like, I'm not into any of that. I'm just telling you that PBD podcast said it, and I'm just surprised. So that's it. That's all I want to say about that.
Crazy enough to think that they can change the world, actually do it. This guy, he kind of maybe took a little bit of Gandhi in his thing. He said, at first they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they call you crazy, and then you win. This guy figured it out.
Revolutionized.
He revolutionized
totally
it. AI. Bottom line is you can build wealth slow.
How would you like to meet Dwayne Johnson, take a picture with him, and be celebrated in front of nearly 10,000 people at Palm Beach Convention Center?
Wait a minute. Is this just advertising left? I think this is all advertising. Let me make sure. This might be just all advertising left. It is all advertising. Okay. Man, with that being said, this has been a good podcast. And let me tell you, guys, there's so much more to this story. There really is so much more to this story. I haven't even begun to get into it. But when I seen it, I was like, I was so consumed with consumed with it. I was like, dude, we got to do a reaction on him. Best believe this is something that I want to do. I want to do some type of documentary style. I'm going to get some information and all this. We're going to put together a six documentary. Oh, Rion on here said, man, I had to jump onto IG because y'all are having all the fun over here. Yeah, the IG has been going down. It's definitely been fun. That's why I keep looking down. Everybody, like, if you notice, I'm like, why does he keep looking down? Because I'm on the IG. IG is going hard right now. So, and so yeah, so I was like, dude, I got to do this. But we're gonna do a documentary on this because we got to talk a lot more about it. And we have it down. Now, wait a minute. I see that I'm on the IG. I'm looking at it right now. I see Nakia has put some eyes. I'm hoping that you search the Hawk Tuah on YouTube and not the browser, because I'm not sure what the eyes are for. Because the eyes can mean whatever. I was wondering why you weren't on tonight. Oh yeah, so yeah, they're all on the thing. So this is the biggest thing. Oh, yo, you talking about Rion. So that's the thing, man. I'm like, man, this is a very, very crazy fun. And this is what you got to think about. because we're going to close here in a minute. How many of these secret funds? Oh man, I'm about to get into some conspiracy stuff. I don't want to be. What do you guys think? Percentage of secrecy funds that's really out there? Secrecy funds. Percentage of like, is there like another, I don't know. Oh, what do you think? Percentage of what chance do you think there's another secrecy fund out there that is only for rich people and we don't know about it? Rand's on it like, man, I've been on the wrong page. Pour me a drink and let's get lit for sure. For sure. The IG, I know the IG. I know everybody on IG for sure got their wine in their hand. Absolutely. I already know how that goes because it's IG. I mean, what else do you do on IG? But think about it. Like, how many weird secret funds could be possibly out there? Right? Like, I don't want to get into this conspiracy. And I don't want to search certain things on the internet. But at the same time, you're like, well, this is crazy. Nobody's talking about this. Nobody's talking about the number. And man, I wish I could show you this guy. Let me see if I can find it. I want to show you something. Let me see. The Medallion Fund. Why did they stop taking money? You know what we should do before I log off? I'm actually kind of curious. I'm really curious on a few things. I wonder what, like ChatGPT knows everything, right? Y'all want to do that real quick? Let's get into some creepy stuff really quickly. Because ChatGPT knows it all. Yep, Nakia says she's got the glass poured. That's what I'm talking about. We got the glass poured. Mine is getting quite the empty. Good side. Good side. Mine is getting quite the empty. But there got to be a bunch. I'd imagine Dalio, Soros, and Buffett all have one together. That's what I'm saying, bro. No, for real. So Rian on IG was like, man, there's got to be a bunch of these secret funds. I imagine. No, like, think about this. Like, so PBD has heard about John Simmons, and he's like, man, but then he's like, I kind of heard about him. And then he's like, I actually dived really deep. So he's about to come out with a video. Whenever PBD says, I dived really deep into it, I'm trying to beat him to the punch. He's came out with a video. He's coming out with something. Because there's more to the story. But now we're thinking, man, we're about to get in some weird Joe Rogan moments. How many secret funds are out there? Now, I want to go to ChatGPT because I don't know. That thing be kind of on it, and like there's some weird stuff that ChatGPT be technically pulling up. It pulls up some weird stuff. I'm gonna tell you. I don't know if you went very deep into the chat, but it's pulled up some weird stuff. Things you might not want to know the answers to. That's why they gotta they're trying to tune it down a little bit because they're like, hey, bro, you're kind of learning some stuff that we don't want you to kind of learn, and you're kind of putting some math together, and then you're gonna take over the world. So let's just see something with ChatGPT. Man, Rian said, man, I can't wait for you to drop the documentary about this one. Yeah, we're doing a docu on this one. We got to do a docu on this one because I've already watched other videos that PBD didn't even talk about. I'm telling you, that's why I said the when they did the math on how much money he kept giving out, it's crazy because he was giving out. He could not take money because he would have took over the whole financial system on just annualized returns. It would have been 500 or the fund. He would have been passed away, but the fund would have been 550 trillion, some crazy number. And he stopped taking money. Maddening. All right. Let's just ask ChatGPT. Last couple of minutes. Let's ask ChatGPT. And that's right. On the IG, I said, wow. And Rihanna said, man, go follow my boy Joe Castro on YouTube. Absolutely, man. Hit your boy with the follow because when that docu comes out, I'm a push that docu out. And there's not, by the way, there's not a lot of us, people that look like me doing docus on money like that, especially going live at 11:30 at night Central Time and past 12 Eastern Time. And yeah. All right, so let's do it. Nothing too crazy, LOL. Let's see something. Let's just ask the chat, GBT, have they heard of John Simmons? Do you? Wait. I did something wrong. Wait a minute. Let me get a full screen. Let me get a full screen going. There we go. Whoo! Let's see. We're going to see how deep this rabbit hole goes in like 10 seconds. Do you know who, not John, Jim Simmons is? Okay. The chat is saying Jim Simmons, mathematician, hedge fund manager, best known for Renaissance technology. Before his finance career, a significant blah, blah, blah. Okay. Can you zoom in? Okay, wait a minute. Let me see something. Can I zoom in? Boy. Control plus. Am I giving y'all the zoom or what? Y'all got it? Let me know in the IG how the zoom is right now. Because I think I zoomed in pretty good, but let me know if it's decent right now, as it is. If you guys are seeing it, let me know if it's good now. Haven't seen a response yet on the IG. A lot better, slightly small still, but it's okay. Cool. Let's just see, because the chat's about to start. This thing knows everything. What is his hedge fund called? And what should we say? And let's just say, what is the hedge fund called? Let's just see what the chat. Let's see what ChatGPT tells us. Okay, it's called Renaissance Technology. Okay. Is it successful? We already know that. Oh, damn. You know what? Y'all just seen, the whole world just seen that I can't spell. Because I just want to be successful. Okay, so let's see. Yeah. And how can we get in? Exactly. And how can we get? Thank you. That's what we're about to get to. We're gonna see what I'm saying. Allie's with me. She's like, hey man, how can we get in this thing? That's what we need to know. Okay, so yes, Renaissance Technology is highly successful. It is particularly famous for its flagship fund, the Medallion Fund, which has achieved extraordinary returns. I would believe extraordinary returns of 66% is absolutely ridiculous. Okay, let's see. Let's just ask the question. Can anyone get in the fund? Particularly me and my friends. Let's just put that in there. Particularly, let's see, me and my friends. I'd be fine with 1%. Look, let's just see what it says. We're going to say me and my friends, and I would definitely be fine with 1%, Allie, for sure. Yeah. Okay, so it's telling me, oh, this is interesting. Okay, so now we're talking about that the fund is not open to outside investors. It is exclusively available to employees of Renaissance Technology and their families. This is literally okay. However, Renaissance Technology does offer other funds, such as the Institutional Equities Fund And the Institute of Alpha Fund. Okay. So these funds are managed using. Okay. All right. So let's do this. We got 5 minutes left. Let's ask the question. Let's just ask. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we're I'm not a high, I don't know. What you know what? Let's ask real quick. Let's ask. What net worth do you need? I think let's start there, and then we're gonna ask the big question. What net worth do you need to get in? Okay, let's see. What is going on, man? Why can't I do nothing right today? All right, what net worth do you need? Oh boy. Oh, see? Wait a minute, Allie. Why'd you throw that? Okay, Allie, is that really still you, or are you a bot? Or did they come get you? What's going on? Why is all these weird numbers? Allie's over here dropping account numbers. I'm getting kind of freaked out. Allie, please tell me that's really you. I don't want to have to go to your house and make sure. Yo, Allie is wild tonight. Allie's on some different stuff. That's the net worth. Look, that's so many zeros. I don't even know where to put the commas at. That's how many numbers that is on IG Live. That's a lot of numbers. I said, it's me. Yeah, for real. Because that was like weird, like out of nowhere. You just doing a whole bunch of numbers. I'm like, dude, what's going on? All right, so this thing is telling us to invest in the Renaissance Technology Fund. The other one, because we got to get we can't even get the medallion. I'm sorry, the medallion. But it says a qualified purchase generally means individuals, you need to have at least $5 million to invest. Okay, that's not a small number. Institutions, you need to have at least $25 million to invest. These requirements are set to ensure that investors. Okay. All right, let's ask the question. I wonder how many people. Let's do it. How many people have asked the secret of the Medallion Fund? That's what we want to know. We've got like 3 minutes left, and I got to cut it off because I don't want to be tracked. I don't know what's going to happen. So let's just find out what the secret is. What is the secret of the Medallion Fund? I don't know what answer we're going to get. What if ChatGPT gives us the actual answer? What do you think would happen? If it gave us the real answer of the Medallion Fund, that could be creepy. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is how the fund does it. Boop, 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 boop. Because technically the Medallion Fund is AI, and this is AI. Turn off your location. Yeah, see, I need to do that. I got to figure that out. I can't be getting spied on. We should have did this first. Now I'm talking live. What's going to happen to us? You guys are in it with me, though. That's the bad part. You guys are on the live with me. So activate the VPN, bro. Big facts. Do I even have the VPN on this computer? We might have to activate it. Because what if AI tells us what AI's been doing all the time? AI might tell us what AI's been doing this whole time. Okay. Let's see what it says. Now we know if AI doesn't tell us what it's been doing, then the Medallion Fund is bigger. He said, I got a VPN, so I'm chilling, bro. I'm saying, dang. He's like, I'm straight. How does the Medallion Fund make money? All right. How does the Medallion Fund make money? Question mark. Let's see. We're about to find out if ChatGPT, all knowing, is going to do it. Oh, wait, I think I have one too. Wait a minute. So y'all are all gearing up and leaving me out here? I said, wait a minute. Before you click it, like, too late. I'm clicking it. We're all in this together. It's like High School Musical. Oh, Okay, no joke. It actually gave us a lot of info. Oh man, let's see. The Medallion Fund makes money through a highly sophisticated, secretive approach that relies on quantitative analysis, statistical models, and algorithmic trading. I hope you got one, Nakia. I know Nakia doesn't. If Nakia doesn't have one, me and Nakia is getting taken out first. But I know what they're going to look. You guys know how this thing goes. What they're going to do is they're going to get me. You know how this goes. They're going to get me, and they're going to be like, have me all tied up. You know how it goes. Let me give you exactly what it's going to be, because this is how it happens. I'll be tied up, and I'm punching me on the face. Tell me where your friends are at. Who's Rion Hunt? Who's Allie Edwards? And I'm going to get hit in the stomach. I'm going to be breathing all hard. And I'm going to go, okay. But if I tell you, will you promise? I'm going to be sweating, beat up. I'm going to take a couple punches. Well, nope, I'm definitely on radar. Dang. The case, I'm definitely on there. I'm going to take a couple good punches. I'm going to get beat up. And they're going to ask me, tell me where they are. And I'm going to look at them and I'll say, hey, I'll tell you, but only on one condition. Typically the one condition is going to be, save your family. It's going to be all that. And you know what my one condition is going to be? Waterboarding. Oh, my God. They're going to waterboard me. Yeah, they're just going to. Dang. The kid, that's kind of dark, though. Nikia's like, oh, dang. We gotta talk about Nikia's. And what she watches. You sound like Taken. That's what they're going to do. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to be beat up, bloodied. And I'm finally asked. And I'm going to finally say what my demands are to expose you guys. And I'm just going to say, Joe, what do you need? And I'm going to say, I only got one request. Yeah, Nikia went straight to waterboarding, bro. I know. Rion and we're on. By the way, if you're not watching this, we're on IG. And Nikia definitely went straight to waterboarding, which is kind of radical, by the way. I gotta admit, it's one of the worst ones. It's pretty radical. So, too far. My bad. Yeah, thank you. That's too. I was getting punched. You went to waterboarding. I mean, dang. I was gonna give y'all up before I'm getting waterboarded, by the way, because I don't want that at all. So yes, you guys are gonna get given up before we even do that. And they're gonna ask me. I would say, I have one request. Just let me into the Medallion Fund. And that's it. Just let me into the Medallion Fund. I'll tell you exactly where you guys are at, because I want 69% returns. That's it. That's all I want. And you guys, I'm going to give you guys up to get let in the Medallion Fund. I'll take care of my family and all that. I'm giving you guys up before that. So, that's just what it's going to be. So we're all on here today. Left definitely far. I believe it's so bad that it's even illegal to torture people using it. It is definitely illegal to torture people doing that technique, which is weird that Nikia immediately threw that in there. Imagine having laws that regulate how to torture someone. That's kind of crazy when you think about it. There's actually treaties, by the way, war treaties on it. Like, hey, if you capture one of my people, absolutely cut their leg off. But God knows, don't waterboard them. You can cut their leg off, both legs, but don't waterboard them because it's too much. It's too much. So yeah. Either way, this took a turn. We're gonna have to probably delete this last part legitimately because somehow, some way, we got into torture techniques. And that has nothing to do with Joe Cashflow at all. This was a very, very fun night, man. I appreciate you guys. IG Live was definitely on and popping. Thank you guys for jumping on. to the live tonight. Man, on Twitch, on YouTube Live, man, I know we have people jumping in and jumping out. Man, thank you guys for showing up to the live tonight as well. You know, next week, by the way, we're going to be doing this live Friday, 10 p.m. Central Time. But we're going to be in the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Conrad Resorts, Hilton, Bora Ocean View. I cannot wait. It's going to be daytime for me. I'm going to have like a couple of days to get a crazy stream together. We might even have some guests coming in and different things. We're still talking about torture, by the way. IG Live, YouTube, this is not me. My IG Live is talking about torture is a profitable business in the eastern part of the world. That's crazy. But to your point, my show is Joe Cashflow. I don't obviously tell people to do that because that's a very wicked way to make money. But to your point, it is there. It is technically one of those things that people do to make money. But yeah, that is going to be sick, Allie. It's going to be crazy. We're going to do our Joe Cashflow show live from Bora Bora. I might even have some people come in so we can do some reaction. I'm hoping the politics gets nuts by then because I definitely want to talk a little bit more about Trump and Joe Biden. With that being said, whether you're watching live or after the fact, man, make sure you subscribe to the Joe Cashflow YouTube channel, the Joe Cashflow Twitch. Man, hit your boy Joe Walker III up on Instagram because, you know, if you haven't been noticing, the Instagram chat has been going crazy. I just can't pop it up on the screen, but the Instagram chat has been live tonight. Hit your boy up on there. Follow me on Instagram. Subscribe, follow, like, share, all those good things. This has been a fun stream. I hope you guys have some value and some entertainment. By the way, don't be out here waterboarding and torturing people for money. That's so weird. That I just got to clear that up. That's not what this is all about at all. That's not what it's all about in no way. But I would definitely tell you, go out there, make some money, have a good time. I'm going to see you next week on the Joe Live on the Joe Cashflow Show. With that being said, I'm Audi 5000. Have a great night.